I started producing the James Joint album just before recording the clip of Where Have You Been, the last single from my debut album Ecstasy. Since I started working on this album, I discarded several songs. At first, I was working on a completely different idea from the one that was finalized on the album. Harper for me was a super essential person throughout this process of creating the album.
Working with Emma was quite intense. She likes things very well thought out and performed. Deciding vibe from that album was something really complicated. We went from tropical to dark. We stayed in a meeting for a whole day to decide the sonority of the songs. Writing one of the tracks with her was a lot of fun. In production times, we always laughed. The staff was very committed to this new album, and you do not lose by waiting. This is one of the best albums I've ever heard.
Amy, Jasper and Lucy to me were the best. I am very happy to say that I trusted these three so that they could produce my album. I am very proud.
Wow, when Emma invited me to produce her album, I was immensely happy. I had produced before and I was really anxious to produce her album. We have something in common. We like to vary between musical styles, which makes me even happier because I think we should always leave our comfort zone and breathe new air.
James Joint is certainly Emma's best work. You can see how much she struggled, whether listening to the songs, the clip that will be released, or flipping through the booklet. I was able to keep up with all the work closely and saw how much she struggled to get this album out of Ecstasy and the clip to beat all the previous ones.
Aurora supported me at all times, and was always with me when I needed it. It's gratifying to know that I have a friend as wonderful as her. Surely this is one of my favorite Simbook albums. Everything was very well elaborated, and nothing escapes the main concept, just like the inserts are different photos, but with an interconnected concept and you can see it. Composing one of the tracks was an honor for me, because I did not want to stay out of the production of this wonderful album. Megan brought with you her sensuality and feminine power, which was a great ally in the composition of the concept of the album. I am very happy to have her as a songwriter.
Emma Kavanagh is definitely a determined person, and runs after what she wants. Certainly she has had a great evolution. Since her first album Ecstasy, Emma was able to show an unfamiliar side of her, and it was incredibly amazing that she was much more committed to the James Joint than any other job. This girl goes far.
Thundering, thundering, I'm wondering why you keep thundering. Won't you just ring and get it over with?
Get It Over With was initially written by me, but after some analysis I ended up discarding. Then Hilary Pink decided to rescue the song and give a touch of the lyrics, and I just loved it.
Get It Over With was one of the most special tracks I've ever written in my entire career. The extremely poetic lyrics can take the look of good music, without needing a more composed instrumental.
Morgana, Marianne and Dulles had a great participation in the composition of the album, and I am quite happy with it.
Composing Half of Me was wonderful. In my opinion, one of the best on the album. For me, it was an honor to write it. I hope you enjoy the album because it is lovely.
Watch and Learn is certainly a very good song to hear. I identified with the song because it was animated and the lyrics determined. I was happy for Emma's choice. It's a track I still hope is a single.
OMG, Fresh Out the Runway is definitely the best track on the album. There's no chance of having a more fucking song than that. It was not hard for me to write it. I had so much fun with Emma, and I told her the track cannot be without having at least one performance.
Brittany wrote with me one of the best songs I've ever done in my life, and I'm sure without her support, I would not be able to.
Being part of the process of composing the album for me was a sensational invitation. I'm glad my material is present. The feeling is wonderful. I wish Emma all the best. I know the James Joint will be much more successful than Ecstasy. This album is the best of it.
Ellie Darfi-Groen is certainly one of my biggest inspirations. I was so much happier when she agreed to write Diamonds for me. It was automatic. I did not have to change anything. It's as if she already knew how I wanted to.
Writing Diamonds to me was an honor. I was very happy to choose lead single. For me is one of the most fantastic of the album. Not wanting to brag, I did not directly participate in the production process, but I am sure that this album will be a great milestone in Emma's career.
Today is a very special date for me, and I hope you all enjoy the clip and the album. I gave my best, I swear. I would like to thank Jasper, who unfortunately cannot be present, but was one of the people who contributed the most to the project, and also to Leah for having assisted in the visual part of the album. Thank you everyone, enjoy the clip and listen to the album a lot.